the reason that we're doing this is not because of what Norwich Police done or anything. We have no animosity toward Norwich Police. Norwich Police, it's not a stain on them. We're doing this because the justice system isn't fair, and we want to put them on notice that we're watching. Don't mess up. Do your job professionally. We're good with that. If you break the law, we're good with it. Norwich Police have done nothing wrong, and that's not what this is. It's not about Norwich. As a matter of fact, the Norwich patrolman went by and gave us the thumbs up. Now
Right.
that's respect.
That is respect.
That's respect.
That's
and it's
awesome.
just peaceful. And this is how a protest should be. It's not aimed at Norwich. It's aimed at Bill Barr, the head of the Justice Department, the people and bureaucrats in Washington, the prosecutors who are prosecuting
100%
and
agree.
allowing this to go on. There is no such thing as third degree murder.
Exactly.
Never ever in our life. It's either first or second. The third degree is bullshit. That's
Yeah,
a
you might as well
jaywalking
just
ticket.
call it
You
manslaughter.
got a jaywalking ticket, basically, because anytime you get arrested, if you get first degree, you do a plea bargain, and what they do is they'll give you second degree. If you get second degree, you get a plea bargain, and they may give you third degree. But he started out with third degree, so what that says is he's going to get away with it because they're going to plea that down to a misdemeanor, which is bullshit.
Look, do you believe that ousting Donald Trump this fall is going to be crucial in making sure we achieve racial justice?
No, Donald Trump is a racist himself. Okay, hands down, he has no empathy. Just look at the coronavirus itself. Okay,
Yep.
100,000 people died on his watch. I can't feel him when he talks. I don't feel. I can talk. Listen to Biden. I can listen to Nancy Pelosi. I can listen to the senators, regardless Democrat or Republican. I can listen to them and feel that they feel what we're feeling. Donald Trump opened the economy without us being tested. He don't care because he's failing. His numbers are going down. He's banking his presidency on the economy. So he's going to open up the economy and people are going to die.
Hello friends, this is Britt with Mithra Media. I'm reaching out to you currently from the Chelsea Parade Grounds in Norwich, Connecticut. We're here joining other members of our community to stand in solidarity against police brutality and to raise our voices together to cry out that Black Lives Matter. This is just one of many protests that are currently happening across the United States in response to the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery. Seeing that these protests are receiving almost no mainstream media attention, I'm hoping to help give these citizens a voice by asking them some questions today. So let's go talk to them. So can you tell me what brought you here today?
As a Black person, I really felt this whole thing. Like, he really said he came free, and like, this shit it's been happening for so long, and it's not just him. And like, I don't know, it just brought like a lot of attention, and like, so many people seeing everyone out here. I kind of took it personal because I have siblings and my brothers, like, they've been arrested for like no reason before, and just for like walking. My brother is actually autistic, and sometimes he can't control the way he reacts. It really kind of scares me because the police, they just, you know what I'm saying?
Just, I'm tired of this. Like, there's no change happening. It's sad. Like, we shouldn't be going through this for so many years and nothing's like happening. It's the same thing.
Especially with the people that are supposed to protect us. Like, it's not even citizens are citizens, it's the police hurting.
Like, we can't even feel safe to call the people that are supposed to be protecting us. Like, we're afraid of them. Like, we shouldn't be like that. So, it's just sad.
I just came to support my community, and you know, Black lives do matter, all lives matter, but at this time we're focusing on police brutality and the killing of our Black men, okay? And I just came down to support the young lady, Lexi, who put this together, and you know, to show support to my community.
It's a personal issue for me, for her, for every African American in America, and even for every race. You know, this is not going to stop. It's been an ongoing problem for 400 years, and we have to put an end to it.
Hi, my name is Eudora. I was born and raised in Norwich, Connecticut, and we're out here today to protest against all the police brutality that has been going on in the world. As you know, this is nothing new, and with the recent death of George Floyd, it is just very important that we all come out here today and protest peacefully, of course. police brutality has been very detrimental in my life. My uncle actually did die from police brutality before I was even born.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. His name was Lester Bryant. He was shot by the New York Police Department in 1980, and that has took a toll on my whole family. So this is something that we've been doing since I was a kid. So yeah, it really hits close to me because I understand what the family is feeling, George Floyd's family and everyone's family that has been affected by police brutality. And we're just all out here today to protest the violences that has been bestowed upon Black people from the police department and people of power. And yeah, we're just all out here to support each other and of course to be peaceful and get our voices heard today.
Basically the injustice in our system. You know, America is built off of racism and we're tired of it. We're the citizens here. America needs to reform its justice system positively. Like honestly, going to prison as a person of color is basically going back into slavery. Like they got rid of the 13th Amendment and that didn't do anything. They got rid of it and then they had the 3/5 compromise and they had Jim Crow's laws and everything. It's like they don't treat, some people don't treat Black people as human. They think we're subhuman or something. They even had eugenics, believing that Black people or people of color weren't people, trying to make it seem as if like we were inferior to them. And that's not true, definitely. And we're sick of it. We're sick of it. This pandemic has literally brought out the worst in people. Like racism towards Asian Americans, racism towards Black people. It's all over the place and people need to realize that this has got to stop. I don't understand why people think that being racist is funny or it's a personality trait. It's not funny. Like I don't know what's going on in your brain, but you need to fix it. Honestly, period.
The fact that this hasn't changed and it's still not changing, and it seems like it's never going to change because everybody saw him die live, and all they can do is third degree.
Right.
That's not, if you look up third degree, that's not what we witnessed. Like, how is no common sense? This is no common sense. Common sense has became no common sense. And the fact that common sense has became no common sense, we have to fight for our kids. We have to fight for ourselves. We have to fight for the next generation that's coming because this hasn't stopped. It's continuing and it's been decades and hundreds of years of this and it's enough. Like we are human beings. We're all should be one. That's the way we were created. We were created to be equal. And if that was another situation, that cop would have been in jail.
Absolutely.
All 4 of those cops would have been in jail.
Absolutely.
The moment it aired. And the fact that those cops are not in jail, and we still ain't even see the one get arrested that quote unquote was arrested. Why didn't we see that? We had to see him murder somebody on the street. George Floyd, we all got to witness that, but we can't witness him being arrested. He can't go through the humiliation. He can't go through the disrespect. He can't go through waking up every day and worrying if your kids are going to be the next ones.
Right.
The way this society is and the way that they're doing this is wrong. I think people should continue to stand up and fight until there is justice, until all 4 of them are in prison.
I just feel like it's very important to come here and support, especially in the time that we're going through now. It's very important to show that we care.
Yeah, so the recent killing of George Floyd by the police officers, it's really kind of sad that we have to live in a world where every Black man and every Black woman seems to be a target. And the majority of the killings have been by unarmed Black men and women, which is disgusting. And we have kids growing up in this community and other communities, and here we kind of have it good. But in other places, they don't. And so we're just out trying to support everybody, you know, just make a difference.
Yeah, here today was the video and everything I've seen with George Floyd and how horrible it is. And I'm not standing for that. I'm here to support the Black community. I'm here to support, equality and just nonviolence. You know, I have a lot of, I work at a college and I work with a lot of students, and like, he could have been any one of my students, and that is the scariest thing to think about. And George Floyd was a great man. From what I have read, he is a fantastic individual, and it's just, yeah, it broke my heart. I have to be here. It's the least that I can do.
Well, in high school, my whole life I've kind of always been interested or known that I don't have much privilege in society, and I really want to speak out against it. In high school, I've gotten the chance to learn from the NAACP and be a part of that. I've gone to college. I'm in college right now. I'm a college student at Temple University, and there I haven't had much chance to speak more on my political views, but I've been more a student leader. So now that I'm back home, I wanted to use my voice again and articulate how Black Lives Matter and how there's racial injustice and how these things should be rectified.
Everything. A surge of emotions. I just wanted to be a part of what I'm hoping is a change and expose him.
Absolutely. Like, everything's going wrong with the world right now. There's a pandemic, there's all this going on, and it's not right. I mean, Derek was not charged with first-degree murder. It was an accident. I don't understand that. George Floyd was killed. He had a person's knee to his neck for 9 minutes. The police refused the paramedics to check his pulse. I don't understand. I don't understand why my life matters more than others. We're all the same. Like, we're all the same people underneath. I don't understand why any of this is happening. I don't understand why it's still happening. Like, this has been going on forever.
So what does racial justice look like to you?
Equality. The same treatment for everybody. There's no bad, black, white, anything. It's just, I feel like the same treatment should be across the board. If not, the same punishments across the board for people who don't treat everyone equal.
Racial justice is treating everybody equal. You know, we should get the same treatment of any other race. You know, I understand they do racial profiling, but it shouldn't be so obvious, you know, so outlandish, you know. And police should be trained on how to treat people and not treat them like animals. The killing of Floyd was totally uncalled for.
Yes.
Uncalled for. The video indicates everything. I mean, this guy, I saw him get out the car. I saw him not resist arrest. There was no reason for him to have to die. You know, and so I love everybody. I love all nationalities. I don't have no racism in me. But enough is enough. You understand? And that's that. It's just everyone treated equally. That's it. All lives matter. Not just black, all lives. And that's what I believe in. That's what I'm raising my kids to believe. Doesn't matter the color of your skin. Everyone should be treated equally.
So stop killing people of color. Stop hurting people of color. We need to end white supremacy.
Racial justice looks like to me is the depletion of mass incarceration. It looks like people not being thrown in jail for crimes that a person of their lighter skin complexion wouldn't be serving the same time as they would. Racial justice looks like to me is people being able to live their lives without having the threat of dying from police on their mind, because I know me and lots of other black people in America have that thought in the back of their head every day they wake up. And it's definitely just people getting along with each other, treating each other as human. I believe that's the most important part of being a human citizen in America, is to make sure you treat everyone as a human, because we all are. We all bleed the same blood. So
racial justice to me is a perfect world. You know, it's Martin Luther King giving that speech. It's Malcolm X fighting for what's right. You know,
racial justice is just like us all being everyone being able to live together and being
There shouldn't be no black and white. There's no color. We're all the same. It's not, you know what I mean? It's sad.
Just being able to go to the grocery store, simply cash a check, walk down the street, buy clothes,
and
just
not
the
being
simple
stopped.
things.
You know, like do things that regular people do themselves.
without being stopped, without being yelled at, without being hit, whatever.
Anyone who isn't black, like you are a white person. You are using your privilege to come out here and support us. You have to recognize your privilege in America and understand that your voice matters. No matter if you're not black, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. You need to be out here and you need to be helping people who need it. Like this man died in cold blood, and that man getting arrested, he needs the correct charge. I don't know what. He needs the correct charge. He needs to go to prison for life. For life. Yes. He knew what he was doing. Yes.
I see it as everyone coming together as one, you know, like no hate against each other, you know.
That's awesome.
Equality in the communities.
Right.
Nobody's better than nobody. Everybody has the same opportunities, equal opportunities in the justice system, especially because our justice system, excuse my language, is fucked up. It's disgusting. Seeing like how many, especially like the school shootings, and how those men were cheated and carried out and just bought just hands behind their back, but black men and black women who have absolutely have not killed anybody, have not done anything, they're tackled to the ground and
choked out and shot, and
that's a great point.
Racial justice means that everyone is under the law, everyone, you know, listens to the law, no one's above the law. And you know, we're all just equal. We all have the same resources, to wealth, to education. As you can see, it's not really equal. So
equality. Equality. There shouldn't be discrimination, and I just want to support any way that I can and use my voice and use the white privilege that I have to help others who don't have that voice.
I don't think anybody can tell you what it looks like and be honest about it, because we've never seen it. So how can you say what something looks like if you've never seen it?
I think it's equal, or it's not equality, but I mean, equality is important, but equity, there's a difference between those two, and I think that by leveling the playing field or reparations and the fact that a lot of Black people start at different starting places than other people, so in education, not continuing the the school prison pipeline, when it comes to the war on drugs, those kind of things that are said in the media shouldn't be perpetuated, having open conversations, and especially law. Like, voting's so important, and there's a lot of things that the government puts in order that Black people don't vote. So at the end of the day, our voices need to be heard, and we are tired, and that's why we're out here today. Even though there's not many of us here, it's still important that some of us are here.
Yeah, we just look like peaceful. I don't even think, you know, other countries, police don't even carry guns. You know, it's completely unnecessary, but here we just, you know.
Racial justice, it's just everyone being treated like a human being. Like, just because, I don't know, I just think it's all so stupid and ignorant. Like, it's just because someone colored his skin, like, it just never, like, why? Like, it's never clicked to me. Like, I just don't understand how racism works.
We don't have it, but what racial justice should be is exactly what the laws say. They should be locked up for it.
Right, absolutely.
It was murder. First-degree murder.
Yes, absolutely. Because everyone being together, like, Black, white, doesn't matter. Everybody's here today.
I just wanted to get more involved with my community, so we actually have a rally coming up next week on the 5th, the first Friday downtown in Norwich. So the main thing that we want to do is just get more, the people who are involved with it, want to get more people to come together and actually do something for the community, because right now we just can't depend on the people who run the government, the people who, you know, live, you know, in higher status here in Connecticut that really don't care about us, and business owners who've been profiting off of Black people for forever, but when it comes down to it, and something happens to us, they can care less. Like right now, there's a lot of business owners who probably rode right by us and didn't even bother to stop and get out the car or nothing. So that's our point, is that we're not going to keep on supporting y'all, because I mean, if we want to be fair and real, like, we built this country. We built this country. We were y'all the slaves, and you know what I mean. And yet now we were dumped in freaking the hood, and you know what I mean, and now we treat it like thugs. So that's the issue, and that has to change. So that's why I'm out here for my kids and my future, and while I live here, I couldn't just sit here and not be outside with everybody and not try to get involved in my community also, because it's not about just, you know, being outside protesting, but if you really want to make a difference, Black, white, whatever race you are, then you actually have to get involved with making things equal for us, because at the end of the day, if you talk about Norwich, like Norwich baseball fields are, you know what I mean, that's the thing, they're all funded. Where's you know, the sports that we play, where is the money for us? At the end of the day, we're stuck to fix our own fields and shit like that. So that's the issue. So when we get more white people out here who are actually ready to take the initiative and take a stance with us for real and say, you know what, we've been profiting and we've been getting, you know what I mean, off on y'all for a while. How about we just give it back? Absolutely. And that's the issue. And when people make up their mind and say, all right, I'm not just gonna post a post, I'm gonna actually do something, then that's when we will see some change.
Absolutely. How can we connect with your group?
On Facebook, The Black Resistance.
The Black Resistance, find you right on Facebook.
Live right now.
Okay, hi. Well, we're Mithra Media. You can find us right on YouTube.
All right.
My message is that as long as there's one group of people in trouble in this world, the whole world's in trouble. We're all responsible for each other. I'm Jewish, and the Holocaust is something that we remember. We have a holiday called Yom HaShoah, so our people know what thousands of years of persecution is like. We have to care about each other.
So it's very, very nice to meet you. I could ask what brought you here today, but what really made you feel like doing this today?
Well, I wanted to do it here in Norwich because, well, one, it's a public place, so we wouldn't get in trouble for that, which is nice. And two, it's like an essential area, so, you know, there's a lot of movement here. But also, I wanted to do it in Norwich specifically because I feel like all of the broadcasting is done in the bigger cities that it's happening at, you know, with thousands of people. But even just, I think someone did a head count, they said we had 130 people. So that's nice. And we're all still trying to be safe with our masks and everything.
Absolutely.
But, no, yeah, I think even smaller movements like this are so effective. Like, as you can hear, there's honking and, you know, people are getting out of their cars. We had a couple of random people who were, like, blocking stuff, you know. So,
that's great.
Yeah.
So what does racial justice look like to you?
What is it? It looks peaceful. It looks peaceful to me. But also, I am feeling like we need to make even, like, it shouldn't take for them to kill us for us to be doing these sort of things. We need to be doing it when a little black girl gets her hair cut by other students in school, or, you know what I mean? Like, we need to be doing it for every single thing. We need consistency, and we need people to just be willing to put in the work, right? And that's what it's going to take. That's what justice is going to look like.
Absolutely. And what do you hope to accomplish with these protests in this area?
Well, I am hoping to honestly make people uncomfortable who need to be uncomfortable. That's my goal, because people need to get out of their comfort zones, obviously. So that's one of my goals.
Absolutely. And on a more national level, do you believe that voting Donald Trump out of office in the fall is going to be crucial in achieving racial justice? Yeah?
Yes. I do. I really do.
Very much so. Very much so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, I don't even think that's a question. We need to get him out. He should have never been put in.
Definitely. He calls us thugs. That's just another word for niggers. It is. And it's ridiculous. It just needs to stop. And that's why we're out here to try to promote change.
I do believe that Donald Trump isn't really the best president for the United States because of the things that he has said. I mean, I can't make this up when he tweets on Twitter. Even just yesterday when he called the black protesters thugs, but, you know, the white citizens that were protesting to open up the country, he called them very nice people. So, you know, things that he says, it just, you can't make this up. Like, you really can't make this up. So, yeah, but I mean, you know, having a better president will make things better in my opinion because he is the head of the country. But you know, it is a lot of deep-rooted issues within people themselves. You know, there's people that are against Trump that can still be racist. Like people that voted for President Obama, I'm sure some of them were racist. Like they might not even have known it. They think that they're better than other people and other minorities. And you know, having a different president would definitely help. But I mean, I feel like America as a whole needs to work on themselves first. Definitely
because he, as the president, he sets an example for the United States, and he's making it seem like it's okay for racial inequality, and it's not right at all.
I think voting him out of office won't necessarily get rid of all our problems. It won't. All the problems just won't disappear just because he's gone. Him being in office right now just exploited what was already in America. Right. So we have to actively try to fix or do something to try to help this social, like, I don't even know, it's like so angering to me, you know, like I can't even put it into words.
Absolutely. I believe when he got into office and comments that he has made has triggered other people to be able to feel that they could freely say what they wanted to say.
Donald Trump is a threat not only to the Black American population, but to all Americans. Just the things he said, the words that he uses, it's not it's not professional at all, and I don't think he should be in office.
It has to. What he stands for is injustice. It's racism. I don't understand why he thinks that going around and saying all this outrageous stuff and people think he's saying the truth, he's saying the truth. No, he's invoking racism and terror into people. What he posted on Twitter the other day, it got deleted off of Twitter. You want to know why? Because it went against Twitter's rules and regulations. Why are you out here saying, oh, if the looters are coming out here, then we're going to start shooting? Why are you saying that? These are people. Why are you saying that? What is wrong with you? You're supposed to be the leader of our country. You're supposed to help us, not put us against each other. That's not right. Absolutely.
Yes, it is. I do. I believe he's promoting violence within the people that support him, and it's reflecting. Like, they're showing us what he's doing is not right. And as the leader, he's supposed to be protecting us.
But I do believe he helps to promote racial tension, and there are people on his bandwagon that are ready to do just as he said to do. They follow his lead on a lot of stuff. So yes, I think he needs to be out of office.
Yes, he is the leader of the country. He's the face of the country. So if he's saying all this nasty things like, once the looting starts, the shooting starts, if he says things like that, then other people are following him and looking at him. Think about like 2, 3-year-old children looking, oh, that's my leader. Like, no, that's not okay. It starts at the home. It starts at voting. It starts at the face of the country. If the face of the country is a racist, and he says things about other countries too, about Haiti being a shithole country, about Mexicans being criminals. If he's saying all these negative things and we allow him to sit inside of the White House, that's an injustice to ourselves, an injustice to everyone around us. Like,
I do very much so. I feel like he helped ignite the hatred. His blatant display of it kind of gives the okay to everybody else, and when it affects a 6-year-old, yeah.
You know, his recent tweets have just, like, they're past the point. I don't understand what shooting has to do with looting, like the riots. They started looting and rioting because of Target. They didn't allow people to get the products that they needed to continue rioting, so that's why they caused the fire. That's why they did all this. It's just unheard voices. They're getting angry. Like, what else are they gonna hear? Like, nobody's listening.
Yes, but I worry because of all the people behind him, but that's why I feel it's so important to vote for, you know, every step of the way, you know, because those are the people that it falls back on. You know?
Donald Trump is not qualified for the position, never has and never will be. He filed bankrupt and all he was is a TV show person. Like, you're nothing to nobody. Your comments are rude, disrespectful, arrogant. You don't even take the time to consider. You're the voice for the people. You're here for the people, and you don't even talk about being for the people. If that was a white man that died and a black cop, that president would have been there. Right now, he would have been there. But because there's a black man that died, we're called thugs? No, we need peace. That's what we're supposed to be here on this earth for.
Yes, you need to get him out of there. No, I don't even know how he got in office.
Yes.
I feel like the election's really gonna like show like whether, like, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna like tell like what's gonna happen, like going further with this whole issue.
If he's sending out another stimulus check,
A lot of people are for the money, and it's actually really sad. It's really, really sad.
Absolutely. And what do you hope that we can accomplish in our community with these protests today?
Just awareness, waking people up. I really do think this last incident with George Floyd really kind of opened people's eyes, because this was the first video we saw, you know, really just what it was. You know, it's always kind of right before, right after, and this, I feel like, is really just getting people angry, you know? We need to do something about it, so.
I hope that people will finally realize that everything is not so black and white. They need to realize that there are people out here that are suffering. Some police officers, they use their power to harm other people. They use it to scare people. Why do you have so much power, and why do you use it to scare people who you know can't do anything about it? Our voices need to be heard. Everyone needs to needs to come out here and support what happened. Support the lives of people who have lost them. Black people, we have been trafficked, we have been murdered. And no one bats an eye. No one's been batting an eye. I don't know why Trump didn't send a National Guard out to Michigan. He was saying that they're so good, but when it comes to people of color getting angry about something as terrible as this, he wants to call a National Guard out.
I just hope that people notice that us colored people are hurt of what is going
people that don't think this is right, you know? And I don't know, I just want things to change, like, badly.
And just stop.
Plus, it's a bad influence on little kids that are growing up.
Especially growing up and seeing all that stuff happen, they shouldn't be seeing that.
We need to gather more awareness. We need to join all the other cities that are around the nation and gather more awareness to let the government know that this is not happening anymore. The people have had enough, and we've seen examples in Brooklyn and Minnesota that it's going to get worse if we don't get change.
I hope people just realize how much a community can become one instead of segregation.
I'm really hoping there's change. I really do. I don't understand why this is. We're all the same people underneath. It doesn't matter what our skin color is.
What I hope for us, the community, is that everybody is looked at as an equal. That there's no more police brutality nowhere in the world.
Stop killing black people. Like, us to get together, and it's not no black or white. It's us people. Like, we're a community. We're together. Like, it's not no. Oh, he's a black guy. He has a gun, or you know, oh, he's a white guy, but he's okay. He has a gun. He's okay. Like, it shouldn't be like that.
Our voices to be heard. Basically, that's all it is. Norwich isn't really that big of a city or anything like that. Like, we have Hartford and everything in Connecticut, but just being here, making people recognize that people are with them across the whole country, and it's not right.
I would really love for people to realize that even though this isn't really a big issue in Norwich itself, but that little Norwich can do big things in the world. Like, just thinking about it, like all these people that were out here today shows that we do have a voice, and that we can come together in a little time. I know that this was organized yesterday, and I had heard about it, and you know, I got all my friends. I was like, we're definitely doing this. Like, wear a mask, come out, bring a sign. You know, be peaceful. And yeah, I mean, look at the turnout here. Like, this was scheduled within not even 24 hours, and you know, we all came out and was organized. So I definitely think when we organize things, it's a better outcome. Definitely the cause is great. I mean, George Floyd did not deserve to die like he did. I hate the way that they're portraying him in the media, saying that he was doing, you know, illegal activities, but you know, he was not doing any of that, and he definitely did not deserve to die.
Certainly nothing merited a murder.
Yeah, definitely. Like, nothing that deserved for him to be like killed, like, you know.
Yeah, never.
It doesn't make sense, but yeah. So we're definitely out here for that.
Just to get our voice heard, and hopefully people will come to their senses and be like, okay, this is wrong, because it is silence. Silence is violence. If you're not speaking out about it, you're just a part of the problem.
Yes. Just so everyone is aware, of their surroundings, what's going on. You know, I don't want anyone to think that this is a game or this is a joke. This is very serious, and this is revolutionary right now. So we all wanted to take part in that.
Today, at least, I want people to see that we're out here, that we're not going to be complacent in these tragic killings. They're murders, and I think that it says, like, yes, there's videos of it, but think about the people who, the unheard, the unseen videos, the unheard voices, the people who aren't able to be out here. So I'm here, like, as just a representative for my own people, and just for my own sake, knowing that I did my due diligence trying to raise awareness to this issue.
I'm hoping that I can end racial justice in my community. Personally, I have been a victim of it. A couple of weeks ago, actually, I was walking into a gas station. I had a mask on because of the coronavirus, and you know, the store clerk was following me around the store the entire time. It affects me every day. I go outside and I'm afraid that if I get pulled over or something by a cop, you know, that could be my life. This could be protests about me in the future.
To get people to listen. I mean, it's all about, it's listening, it's learning, and it's speaking up. And that's exactly what this is today. It's speaking up. It's not staying silent, and it's trying to bring awareness to people who don't understand or maybe have prejudices. And so it's hopefully just helping to give him a face to the name, and just to make him realize that he's a human being, he's a person.
Just awareness. I know change doesn't happen overnight, but just more people to be aware of what's happening and stop being involved.
I hope that the nation screams and everybody can see that it is time for these cops to have justice, for these cops to be in jail, and for justice to be served. Absolutely. Like, I hope they see the nation is all standing up and fighting. Like, I wish there was more people here. I wish I lived in a city where I could really feel it, but a I'll do what I can.
I hope the local police in all the towns happening actually like do something like they're on our side too, you know what I'm saying? Like they make a change too, because everyone's like going to this website, signing up on NCAA.org and signing up their name and everything. And make a change.
Stop having the sense of entitlement to take somebody's life or harm somebody just because they're different from you. That's all we need. We could all live peacefully if we would look at each other and realize we all bleed the same. You've heard that for I don't know how many centuries. We all bleed the same.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you so
We're all
much.
human first before we're anything else. Before you're gay, before you're straight, before you're black, before you're white. You're human first.
And here's another little tidbit for you. Do your homework. We all came from a black woman from Ethiopia.
Yes.
So we're all black.
Yes.
How about that?
Thank you for taking me.